This is Maria Quattrone with Be the Solution podcast, and today I welcome my guest and friend, Kim Dowling with Coastal Luxury Partners. Welcome, Kim.
Hi, Maria.
I wanted to be in a business that I did not have a ceiling. Take a pen and a piece of paper, draw a line, draw another line next to it. At 365 days, if you drew 365 lines, you started here with one line, but look how far you've come.
Good morning,
I love
Kim.
it. I love your intro.
Thanks. We need to update it. I was a little chubbier there.
Up and down. That's me. Up and down.
Oh,
I'm happy to see you.
It's great to see you, Kim. You are a powerhouse in your market. And it's interesting because when I met you, I remember you telling me how you left a market you were in for a very, very long time. And you picked up and you moved, you and your family, to Florida and started basically all over again.
I did. And it's hard. It's one of the hardest things for any agent to make that move. It was an unexpected move. My entire life, my family, my friends, our business. Listen, I've been in real estate for, it was a family business. And I think I started there in 1993. So whatever that is, that's how old I am. But we just had we had a challenge in our life. We lost my dad, and I grew up here in Sarasota on Lido Beach with my grandparents. And then we had a place right on the beach, and we were here every summer. And just my mom said, I'm out. I'm going to Florida. I want to go be down with grandpa. And so we moved her down to Florida, settled her down on Lido, and going back and forth from Atlanta with my mom, I met my husband, Joe. So it was a very unexpected, not in any chapter of my life, transition. But he's worth it, and I love him, and I adore him. We have a great life. But Joe had a handicapped child, and so there wasn't any transition or movement for him. We had to settle down here. So I shut it down and closed it down and went south, as you would say. So,
that's very
Southern
brave.
girl in Florida, Georgia Peach down in Sarasota. But it's good.
That's a very brave thing to do.
Well, I was talking with my team yesterday. We have a few people that are hitting some significant challenges, like life challenges. And you and I were talking earlier, everything is so hard for everybody right now. In real estate, outside of real estate, our poor restaurants and different businesses trying to staff up. It's like every time you turn around, you have a challenge and you're fighting fires. Our agents are working harder than they've ever worked. You don't get to jump in the car and go see 6 or 8 homes. You get to fight and battle. It's like the war zone around here to battle out an offer for a home, and it takes weeks and weeks. So it's just a matter of figuring out, not letting yourself go too far down a rabbit hole, figuring out how to get your mindset back in the game. And then honestly, that transition, it's not easy. I remember when we really did, we had a family crisis and challenge, and I would wake up every single morning. I'd be like, well, this shit can't get any worse. And I swear to you, every single day it got worse. And I was like, so what do? You just have to go, okay, here's the steps I'm going to take today. I'll figure out how to get through the day, do the right things, not just bury under a blanket on the sofa watching TV, even if you just do a few little steps, and eventually you get yourself out of it. And then you turn around and, I know you've been through some challenges. We all have, but have you ever turned around and looked back? I can look back. I made that transition right there in 2009, 2010. And I look back now and I can see the challenges. They're literally like pressure points to me right now. And I can see, oh, I have that because I can do this now. It's almost like a trigger point to make sure that I was ready for the next step. I can see them. Can you see those when you look back?
Sure. I was reading something last weekend about, in order to really elevate and go to the next level, there needs to be pressure applied.
Yes.
And as that pressure is applied, it makes us hopefully rise up.
Yes. Yes. It's
And
the only way.
yeah, it's the only way, I think.
So we have,
It's
speaking
so
of,
hard though.
I know. So speaking of agents fighting for their life in the market, I actually literally, I'll tell you a funny story. On Monday, I have one agent. She's such a rock star. She's amazing. And she has a listing and a seller that is beating her up to an inch of her life. Just, some of our sellers, they're unrealistic, and, not all clients are great. Real estate is hard. And we have sometimes clients to the point where I have tried to get her to terminate this listing for the past 4 weeks, but she doesn't give up. She's like, I'm not a quitter. I'm not giving up. And so my job is to make sure that these human beings that we try and lead and support and motivate stay in the game and don't fall apart and keep their eye on the goal and just try and keep their sanity in the middle of all these storms that they go into. So on our Monday launch meeting, like, what can I do that's not just like, you're doing a great job, keep going. So I created a new award and did a whole slide for it. And I created the Diamond Under Pressure Award. And she was the first person to get it because it's a rough one right now. And that's what you have to do. You have to look at it like a diamond. A diamond is a piece of worthless charcoal. And until you put it under massive pressure, there's no diamond.
There's no diamond.
If everyone could just hang in there and focus on what's important and not let anyone around them don't let anyone around you knock you off of your path. You have to know where you're going and just stick to it, and you're going to be okay. There's a reason that you're in the place that you're in. There's a reason that you have the dream in your heart that you have. There's a reason that you have the vision for the future. If you have a whisper for something, then someone's trying to tell you something. If you have a whisper to do something, someone's trying to nudge you in the right direction. If you don't listen, you're going to get hit by a brick.
I have a lot of whispers.
Yes. Yes. You just have to listen and kind of just trust that everything falls into place. And the pressure points are going to make you stronger for the future. It's part of mastery. It's part of
mastery. It's part of mastery. It's hard to get people out of their thought process of the day-to-day though. Mm-hmm. So what kind of things can people do in order to do that?
Well, I think the most important thing to start with is to realize what you can control and what you need to let go of so that you don't get bogged down in nonsense. So, are in real estate and in life, but especially in real estate, if you're a real estate agent, like, be the solution. I've always loved your name when you started your podcast. I love your name, Be the Solution, because that's what they do. Everyone thinks real estate is easy, and it's not. You have to be the solution, and you have to become a bridge, because we move people from one chapter in life to the next. And so sometimes that move is easy because it's fun, and they might be going into their next family home because they're having a baby, or they're upsizing because they got a new job and a promotion. Sometimes that transition is fun, but sometimes you are walking across a very kind of dangerous bridge, and it's a death in the family, or a divorce, or a pressure point in their life where they have to give up their home. And while we get to guide them through that, sometimes the truth is we're also their biggest punching bag through that situation. And so you just have to think of yourself as the actual bridge where you stand strong. You can't be shaky. You can't be rickety. You can't look like you're about to fall apart when something happens. You just have to stand strong. Be like, listen, we're good. I've got your back. I'm going to get you through this. I have an answer. We're going to be okay. Just hang in there with me step by step. Because there's no future where our clients and our customers understand how much work real estate agents do. They'll never understand it. And then now, unlike when you and I started, we have the pressure point where we have significant money and tech companies working to diligently train clients and consumers that we don't do anything. So you just have to hang in there and do the 5,000 things that people don't know that you do. But mostly start with making sure that you know exactly what needs to happen for the day, that you don't get off track, and that you keep your confidence and your calm. Because if you sit across from anyone and you show your nerves, they're going to feel it and they're going to go for you, and it's going to make your day worse. But if you can just sit there with some confidence and get through that situation and get out the door and then figure out what you're going to do, you'll move faster and you'll move better, and people will treat you with more loyalty and trust because they'll believe in you.
So
So
good. Yet
it's
so hard.
it's just the
So
starting
hard to
point.
do.
It's a long road. What would you do?
Well, yes, control the emotions.
Mm-hmm. So
One
then
of
the
those-
other side
know.
of that coin is the entire kind of belief system that real estate is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best careers that you can undertake in your lifetime. I love it. I love it with everything that I am. And I believe that real estate can give people and families the lives that they cannot get in any other way. There's no ceiling, there's no cap, but real estate also has a very low entry. It's a pretty relatively inexpensive process. You got to go take a test, go through class, but in life, for the income that we make, that is not a big barrier to becoming a real estate agent. And so there's this general consensus that it's easy. I'm going to get I can't even, we have more freaking real estate agents signing up in Florida right now. Oh, let's go to Florida and get our real estate license. It's like 100 people. It's crazy in our association. They think it's all easy. And then they kind of just go to class, get their license, wait for magic and unicorns to fall from the sky, and the clients will come, and none of that happens. So you not only have to keep your wits about you and keep your motivation up and keep your confidence in place, even when you don't have it. That's actually the trick. You got to learn how to show confidence when you don't have it. But the flip side of the coin is, welcome to real estate. You got to work your ass off. Like, that's the secret. You're going to get lucky by working really, really hard. And you can't start and stop. You got to dig in and go for it. So nobody thinks, people think it's so easy. That's why there's a 90% failure rate. They come in, they're out with 2 or 3 years. They think the broker's going to build their business for them. You got to work really hard.
Yeah, this is a contact sport.
Yes.
It's really interesting to me that people still think that the buyers and sellers are going to fall through the sky.
Oh my gosh.
I said, the fortune is in the database, right? We have a huge database, but a nice sized database of people, that we've been working with over the years, and are people that we haven't yet worked with. And
yeah, you have a good database. You're very well known. Everyone loves you.
Yeah, you're so sweet. And if you work it right, I say call in the database, because they already know who we are. They've been getting videos from me every week for at least a year and a half since we moved over to the system. A year and 8 months. So they've been getting videos for a year and a half. Every single week, at least 1 to 2 videos. Don't you think the people in there, even if they don't watch them all, they watch them sometimes? I could see if they watch them. It says open.
Yep.
They know who I am. They know who the company is. They know who. So when we call, half the battle is creating mind share, getting that mind share of somebody, right?
Yes.
Not everybody's going to be ready when they originally raised their hand. I just looked at somebody in our database, Kim. She came in December of 19, and she closed in May. So 2.5 years.
So how many stories in our careers have we heard where it's like, oh yeah, I have an agent that just closed from an open house last year, last August, just closed from an open house last year. That's the trick. Like, you can't, it's a waste of time to make the first phone call if you're not going to follow up. It's a waste of time to become an expert on the phone if you're not going to master presentations. We do the same thing. We send a weekly newsletter with a video out to our entire database on for all of our agents. And I tell our agents, it doesn't matter whether they open it. It doesn't matter whether they watch every single video. It matters that they see our sparkling, happy faces. And even if they're going quickly, they see in our inbox, Coastal Luxury Partners, every single week. It's a house. You're not going to change houses every month. It's a 3 to 5 year process on average. And you just have to, when they're looking for real estate, you know, when you're searching for a car and you're like, I've decided that I want to buy a green Jaguar. It could be anything, but you don't see them anywhere until you decide that you want that car, and then they're everywhere. It's the same thing. If you just constantly remind them and drip on them, even if they just see this subject line with your company name every single week, as soon as they focus on real estate and they want to make a move for their families, they're gonna be like, ooh, that company. Ah, Maria. She sends me a video every week. We need to sell our house. Let's call Maria. It doesn't matter if they watch our videos every week. They just have to hear from us every week and know that we're here and we care and we want to help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things right now that you're doing to keep, I know you just said the Diamond Award, but it is a challenging time for the buyers, for the agents, those people the most, right? Because they're the lack of inventory, and which is a big problem. What are you seeing that's working?
For our agents here at the
Either
firm?
or. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, what works in the market is your name and your brand. We have our marketing in-house. So we have a photographer, videographer. We move quickly, and we treat each of our listings kind of as a portfolio out in the world. So we actually, we're doing pretty okay. We have more clients than homes, of course.
Yes.
But there are a lot of agents that aren't putting listings on the board. The listings are starting to come back here, and we've been really busy. Our media team all of a sudden has gotten really busy, which is great. And it is just, there's no trick, there's no secret. It is the consistency. When it's quiet, we don't get quiet. We make sure that everyone continues to hear from us. And we have, I can feel it. And we have so many clients that have such a pent up demand. They want to move, they want to sell, and they're ready. So if we let those clients sit without hearing from us, as they have in their mind that they're going to pull that trigger when the right opportunity comes across their plate, then when they go and pull that trigger, it could be January. If they haven't heard from us between now and January, they're going to hire whatever agent dropped a postcard in their mailbox. But if we just, there's no trick. It's just having this great database and making sure that you put new people in the database every week and making sure that they consistently hear from you. And then from there, we stay on I believe that real estate has changed drastically. I think we have a difficult road ahead.
In which way?
I think that the real estate that you and I cut our teeth on, which was basically do a good job, serve your clients, and they're going to be loyal for you for life. When they sell another home, they're going to call you. I think that business is gone. There's too much competition. There's too much noise. As much as they might have liked you in the past, they're not necessarily going to bring you into their future. And the thing that we can do to stand out from any type of automated tech system is we can love on our people. So we stay at a high level. We have a 78 touch system for our clients through the year. And it is all no practice sales, videos, client events, just digital magazines. We just try and touch them. Community events. We go live every Friday with something fun in the community.
What kind of things?
So they get the weekly newsletter, which we rotate. So our schedule with my media team, we rotate. We basically do a market update once a month. We do a buyer, a seller, and then we do a living in video. So we can do, living in Lakewood Ranch, living in Sarasota. Where's the best beaches? Where are the top 5 schools? Where are the new parks? What's your cost of living when you get here? So we in our minds, we kind of keep it a living in. And we stay in touch with the education mode and keeping them up to date. And then I'm very anxious because we do a quarterly client event. And what that does is it gives our agents a touch point to reach out to everyone in their database. But instead of reaching out with I don't know. They're like the old cheesy, hey, you want to sell your house? Hey, do you have a referral? Like that stuff drives me crazy right now. So instead of that, they can reach out with, hey, we've got a client event coming up. Would love to I'll put it on your radar, save the date, and I'll make sure you get an invitation. And so we mail the invitation, we do the follow-up call, we have the client event, and I've been so anxious because we've been down for a year. I actually was going to pull the trigger and start our event for third quarter, and things got a little crazy on me around here. And we've got a little pressure with kind of all of this COVID and pandemic. So I want to make sure that we're safe. But no matter what, we did it last year. We'll do it this year. We'll do our holiday event. If I have to do it a drive-through at the office with tent set up, come pick up your gift, come pick up your pie. You know, they miss that touch point. I give someone a pie and they will talk about that pie for an entire year versus the 5,000 things that their agent did for them to get their deal closed. It's funny. People are funny. You just have to love on them. So the newsletters are big. Our client touch points are big. And then we just kind of do little gifts and little swag and love whatever you can do that makes you sparkle and stand out. Whatever the tech people are doing, do the opposite because they can't do it. You can do it as an individual agent. Reach out to your clients, you know, show them that you care, make sure that they know that you're there. Reach out to them, call them once a quarter. I like for agents to go, you know, social media is a big deal around here. So our new agents are always learning. Our experienced agents, we're always pushing them to make sure that their profiles are on point. I think that's another trigger point that we have now for new agents that are starting their career. People won't necessarily know you before they hire you because there's so much competition. And if they hear your name in any way, shape, or form, what are they going to do? They're going to go Google you. And then no matter what we do, when they Google your name, one of the first things at the top of the list is going to be your Facebook profile, your Instagram profile, whatever it is. And they're going to click that button. And if they click that button and you don't look like you're an expert working in the community and they can't get a feel for who you are, or if your profile is dead in the water, they're going to go to someone else. They're going to hire someone else because they're going to think that you're not active and you're not at the top of your game. So you and I, we have all these crazy videos and, you know, we teach agents, do the video, get your profile out. And it's not easy. You and I know it's not easy. It's like, oh my gosh. All right. I got to figure out what I wore last week, figure out what I'm going to wear this week. Where are we going to go? Where's the team? What am I going to talk about? You know, how do I look this week? Well, whatever. I need to get my hair done. That's not going to happen. So we got to do our video anyways, because we have to stay on schedule. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. One of the things that I started doing, although I'm off of schedule right at the moment, for lots of reasons, but nonetheless, creating a day of intentional video. So you pick a day or twice a month or once a month, whatever you want to do, and you have all the videos that you want to do laid out. And then the topic's already laid out. I don't know, do you use Big View?
No, we don't use we don't use Big View.
So a Big View is cool because literally I just take the camera on the phone, I put it in the halo light.
Yep.
And I put it on
running.
Put Big View. So if you have a script that you want to put in that you wrote, you can upload the script. Or if I do my videos all off the cuff, once in a while they'll be scripted if I'm doing something with data numbers that I'm not going to be able to remember these numbers. That will be in there, but otherwise they are non-scripted. So I just talk into the Big View and then that gets transferred to rev.com so that it can be
transcribed.
Yep. But Big View is cool because it has a teleprompter.
It's so good.
And then
I'm lucky. I have Dylan at my side and our little videographer. So I just go where he tells me to stand. He gets it all set up and I start yapping.
So do you have somebody in house?
Yeah, we do. We have
like all the time?
A videographer. Yep. He's here and we're amazingly lucky to have him. Our videographer used to be the sound guy at the Sarasota Opera and somehow stole him away a couple years ago. And Love him. I might retire if he ever leaves me. I love him. But it's good. Big View is one of the easiest apps for every agent to just get out there and hit the road, because you stumble, you get nervous, and you have all these crazy numbers that you have to remember, and you don't want to give the wrong stats. Or even if you used Big View and you didn't do a script, you know, you can have your bullet points in front of you and be ready to go off the cuff, which is great. There's another system that we use when I need to do a really scripted video. And honestly, I'm so bad. I hate that I don't know this, but Dylan would know it. But it is a teleprompter, but it follows your voice. And kind of like Big View, but it gets it on a big screen and the big iPad. And you can Big View would be great out in the world. And then we do a lot. Like, I'm in our studio right now. So I kind of come stand over here in front of this green screen and do what I'm told and start talking.
Oh, you have a green screen?
Yeah,
Wow.
we've got 2 green screen rooms. So it's kind of like I'm in one of our green screen rooms right now. So
Wow.
this actually isn't an office. It's a studio that we use. And we record a lot of our training content here for what needs to be recorded. And we just kind of jump around over here, but it's fun. But
That's amazing.
Big BIGVU, everyone should write that down, because if you're nervous about videos out in the field, it'll script it for you. And, you know, the easiest thing that I teach with our agents, if it would help anyone, is I keep everyone on connection, tell a story, invite. And you just want a straight path for your content calendar. You don't have to get overloaded. It doesn't have to be this big deal, but it can't be real estate. Nobody cares. They might not be buying or selling right now, and they need to get to know who you are. We design our marketing and our media where I'm obsessed with it. I literally want people like they know the agent that's about to walk in their door. And the best way we can do that is with video. The examples of our past listings videos, and then kind of the pre-listing videos that we have them send over. When they get there, they feel like they know them, and then they can go on their social media. And the connect is your family. So what does your life look like? Are you playing tennis? Are you playing golf? Do you have kids? Where's your dogs? Are you at the beach for the weekend? Like, I love your weekends. I'm like, oh, Maria's off. It must be Saturday at noon to Sunday. Because I get the sunset pictures. Like, you've got to show them where you are in your life and what you're doing and what's fun and what your hobbies are, so they feel like you're a real, actual human being versus the 20 robots that they're hearing from every single day. And then you tell a story. You tell a story of how you served one of your clients, because that's how they will relate. They won't relate to market statistics all the time. They're tired of hearing about, here's the 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot home. Who cares? They care about what you did to move and bridge that family from one chapter to the next. Tell a story. And then you do full out real estate, and you invite them to hire you to buy or sell a home. And you can do your market, but honestly, market statistic one is the best one to do. Here's real estate. Here's the market stats. If I can answer your questions, if you're thinking of selling your home, if you're thinking of making a move, here's my number. You do that once, and the rest of it is connect and storytelling. I don't know any other way to that's how I lock it in to make life easy in my brain.
That's great. And how often do you post?
On social media? Mm-hmm. So nothing is perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. We hit at least one video. What I love to do is we've got at least one live a week and one video that we load a week. And then I try and post every single morning. And then I need to get better. Honestly, I really do. I personally, so nobody's ever perfect. I need to get better at documenting our day. It's what our agents need to do. It's what we need to do. But for heaven's sakes, we are just 500 miles an hour, and you can hardly remember to pick up your phone and say a little something. So, you know, it's I got to dial our calendar back in too. But that's what you nobody has to go beat themselves over the head because things aren't perfect or they got off course. That's what we do. You run in your 90-day sprints, you run in your quarters, give yourself a break, reset, recharge, and hit it again. You sprint. It's not this long marathon that you never stop. So you go and you set your quarter.
Yeah, that's great, right? 90-day
Yeah.
sprints. But don't you feel like I do anyway, that it's been a marathon since March 20th, 2020?
Yes, 100%. Because you and I have all of these amazing human beings that we lead. And when things get slow, honestly and truly, they can take a break. We don't necessarily have the privilege to take a break because we have such a responsibility to make sure that our people are okay, that our offices are available, that if they can't make it in person, they still have access virtually. I mean, we have if you're a broker leading an office, or if you are a team leader in any way, shape, or form, you have signed up for the responsibility of your people, and you don't get to take quite as many breaks because you can't let the train. If you stop, everybody stops. They freak out. So we can't stop. We always have to figure it out, and we've had some significant challenges this past year. It's not anything I've seen, and I've been through some. I mean, I went through crashes. I went through 08 and 09, and this is different. So it's successful. It's unusual to have so many challenges and have such great business on the board. That's a little odd. So there are always silver linings, but I know you get tired. I do too. And then I think as a leader, whatever you want to call it, I know I'm not very good at just, let's put it this way. You are so much better than I am at making sure that you take a breather every week and you shut it down and you give yourself white space. And so your brain can reset and you spend time with your wonderful husband. I mean, half the time I think my husband thinks he's not married because I am hiding in one office or another. And we talked about that when I saw you in May. I literally went home and I was like, I need to lock my calendar and at least give myself this block of time where it's not work, and put all of the electronics down. And I'm horrible at it. I'm so bad at it. I need to get better. You inspire me to make sure that I keep running and on track. And
did you book a vacation? Did you book a vacation?
No. So we're supposed to go. Actually, you know what? I think it's coming up soon. We always go away for our anniversary that got canceled last year. And then it wasn't open when it was rescheduled for this year. The resort wasn't open yet in April. And so we have that. I'm not great at it. I literally right now I'm going, okay, how do I go for 5 days? How do I do it? I put us in a little bit of a growth mode. I brought on a director of recruiting. I have a director of sales that just started this week. So I have created some substantial chaos in our office, and it's growth mode. So we have a lot of new agents starting, and it's hard for me to shut down and make sure not everybody's not okay. But we also have just such a great foundation. So I need to be better at it. We're going to Tahoe.
Yes, absolutely.
That'll lock
absolutely.
In. I can do that.
So you go back. It sounds like you have an in-house media team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, they're amazing. We actually take all of our listings. We take listings to launch. We handle the media for all of our agents. So
right.
Their job is to go sit down at the kitchen table, be the badasses that they are, make sure our clients are taken care of, make sure that they know that they've got the right partner. That's why our name is Coastal Luxury Partners. I partner with our agents to make sure they have everything they need. And then our agent's job is to go out and partner with our clients and make sure they are taken care of. But yeah, we have a media team that takes it from listing to launch for them on the media side. So all they have to do is get the MLS set up with incomplete and copy. We load the media and they get to turn it on.
Perfect. That's a great tool for them, so that they can focus on selling real estate and taking care of the client.
You know, when I came out of Atlanta, we had a pretty massive operation up there. We had several businesses and several offices and lots of people. And it did that switch was a hit for me, and it knocked me off my game for a little bit. And I really when I set up here, I wanted quiet. I was like, I'm just going to do a little bit of real estate, maybe build a little team, maybe not, and just enjoy this new life with my new husband and just, I mean, almost heal and recover. And when you give yourself some time to heal, everything starts turning around, and then your natural tendency starts to come out. And about 3 years ago, it's like, you know what? Let's do this. I can't just sit here and not do anything. Let's go help some people and make sure we make a difference in this world. And I took everything that with a traditional brokerage I have seen with the agents that I've trained and worked with, just what their barriers are. I think that agents hit a wall and they give up too easily. And I want to try and do everything possible to get them past those barriers and keep them in their lane, which is client. So I also am very highly OCD and obsessive with our brand. So I do not want, I'm telling you, if I saw a listing go on with an agent that went through the house with their iPhone pictures, my head would explode. I can't do it. So I want everything to be branded. So some of it is, all right, you know what? We can do this better. We can do it less expensive. We have it in-house. I mean, the media that we launch, if they went to go and hire a media team to do the listings that we launch, it would probably be $1,200 to $1,300 on the low end and probably $2,000 on the high end, because we go heavy with video. They can't do that. They're not going to spend that money. And here's the thing, they shouldn't have to. They're trying to build a career. They need to budget. They need to save money. They need to, it's not that agents don't want to do everything possible for their clients. It's that they don't have the money to spend that for media, so they can't. So we kind of do like their systems, their processes, their branding, their cards, their signs, their listings. It is all in their kind of split. We partner with them and we get them to closing. And I'm not going to block them in any way, shape, or form with any expenses that they don't need to spend until they close the deal on the table. And it's a gamble, because I have an agent that never puts a deal on the table, but we try and carefully curate and choose the agents that we work with. We're very careful about who we invite to come here to the brokerage. So we can give everyone a winning kind of head start, try the best that we can. We do a pretty good job at it, actually. So
I know that you do. I know that you do. So here you are. So you wanted to start something like, well, I'm going to do a little real estate. No, I'm going to have the team. Now what? Where are you today? Where are you going, Kim?
We'll probably go, we really did. We went on a pretty significant growth mode this year. We'll probably get to 50 agents by the end of the year. We have, ahead of what I expected, we've just found a great director of sales. So she's really going to help us dial in our systems and our leads. We have a significant marketing spend that we're going to start through Google and the PPC and LSA ads for our agents. And I need someone kind of keeping an eye on all of that. Here in Florida, you have two very different buyers. You have East Coast buyers and West Coast buyers, and people love one side or the other. I actually live on the Gulf Coast side, but people are very particular. So we really do a lot of referrals back and forth and hop back and forth. And we found a great regional director that is right there in the Orlando area towards the East Coast side. So we've expanded so we can go coast to coast. So we have a new offices that are starting. So we have a Parkside Central division and then over to the East Coast, so we can kind of serve a broader audience. I honestly really kind of
how exciting,
more than I can chew, but it is kind of fun.
Wow,
kind of fun.
You're doing a lot.
Yeah, but it's like every single other person in real estate and down to every single agent, you get this sparkly object in front of you, which is, let's say we're opening a new office, but it could even be, okay, I've got a listing on the board, and it's the consistency and the focus not to drop the other 20 things that you have to do every day and make sure that you don't get too off track. So I was getting too off track. I overloaded my plate. And so then I went on a hiring spend. So it's worth it. We'll see. We're going to find out. If I have a heart attack every week with payroll, I kind of give myself a heart attack with payroll every week right now. But you have to grow into it. We have to grow into our next step. Agents have to grow into their next step. You got to go all in and Put in the time, put in the sweat equity, put in the money if you have it. Otherwise, you have no shot. If you don't go all in, you have no shot in real estate right now. There's too much competition. So we're going all in. I know you're all in.
Well,
It's what we do.
I'm
Yeah, you
trying.
are. No, it's that all in doesn't mean perfect. All in means that we are going to hang by our.
I mean, mentally I am.
Yes, you
I-
are.
It's not an easy time.
No. But we need, like, that's usually when I get to spend time with you. We need our points to kind of reset, revitalize, re-envision. And we try and do that with, getting together and staying on focus and sitting down in a room and saying, okay, where are we? Where are we off track? What do we need to fix? And what run can we go on for the next few months? We do the same thing. It's the same thing, just in different chapters of careers. Don't you think?
Yes. I think you've been finding it really hard here to make the right hires, to find the right people. I'm not even finding the people.
How is your area there? We're starting to get some more pressure. Are you guys doing okay up there? You're open. I see you're in the office.
I'm in the office. We're mask mandate started last week.
Oh, they put it back in place?
Indoors. Mm-hmm.
So this is what's going to not be fun. I'm actually trying to figure out what in the world we're going to do to get around it. So welcome to Florida. Would you like to hear about Florida? In 30 seconds or less, here's Florida. So last year, when COVID hit and all of our sales process and our open houses and things like that, for the entire year last year, everybody played nice in the sandbox. If a mask mandate was in place, they wore their mask. If a seller or a client or an agent requested that you wear a mask, everybody wore a mask. Nobody really knew what was happening. And everybody just did what they needed to do to be a good neighbor and a good member of the community. We have literally seen in the past few weeks, I have fights at open houses right now with agents when we have a client or an agent that has a sign on the door or someone comes in. Our open houses are 15, 20. We had 30 and 40 groups at some of our open houses last weekend. We have people coming in the door. And when you say the seller would request that you wear a mask if you're not vaccinated, it is a fight down here and it's not fun. And there are people drawing the line in the sand. So when I say that real estate isn't easy, it's because in every way, in every day of your career, when you're getting started, as you ramp up, as you scale up, we deal with human beings and people. And they're all different. And they all have different personalities and they all have different emotions. And I could see it. Everyone is on fire. I had to fly over to Dallas a couple weeks ago. I jumped down to Dallas, and on the flight home, they kicked a couple off the plane. I was like, what is wrong with people? So it's like, really, it's worth
for not wearing a mask?
No, they had to change you're going to die. I don't even understand it. They had to change the flight. So the system, whenever they had to change the plane. So when the plane was changed, we went from, 6 seats to 5 seats, whatever it did. The seats rotated, and the system just automatically rotates the seats around and reassigns them. And there was a couple, and they were sitting together, and they got rebooked, and they weren't sitting together. And she lost her mind. I'm like, I love my husband too, but I am okay if I have to sit over here for an hour and a half to get home, and he's across the aisle instead of next to me. I'm not going to fight. They said my nephew is a pilot, and he's amazing. And we've got some people in the airline industry. They are putting the airline staff, they're putting some of that staff through combat training right now. It's just so we kind of, in a certain way, are in combat training, taking care of just people everywhere. And, I don't know how to say it. I'm going to say it as nicely as I can, but agents are not being kind to other agents. The phone calls and the contracts and the bullying, I understand that it's so I really do. I understand how hard everybody's working. I understand that you are getting yelled at by your clients, and I understand that buyers are completely stressed out, but not playing nice with each other isn't going to help. Like, we just have to understand what's happening in the world and that everybody is stressed out. The restaurants, you and I were talking about a restaurant last night. They don't have the supplies that they need. Their orders aren't coming in on time. They don't have the equipment that they need. They don't have the staff that they need. So everything isn't going to be perfect.
I think that we haven't seen anything yet.
No. I mean, we have a hard time buying computers when we need them because they're so backlogged. Like it's
really
just the equipment.
I should buy myself. I'm going to order some computers.
Yeah. Like you can't just run across the street and pick up a computer now. They're out of stock. Or if you need to go to, I don't know. It's just for heaven's sakes, our poor clients that are building a house right now. It is so hard. Like you want to literally murder everybody around you. Your supplies aren't coming in. You can't get a microwave for 8 months. There's no windows, no framing. Like all of your time frames are thrown off. You are clients that are trying to do a new build right now. The builders laugh at us. They literally laugh at agents. They've cut all of the commissions down. If you even get paid a commission anymore, they try and make it so the agent's not involved. They cut the commissions off. And then they basically look at clients. There's no service in the building agents in the building right now. They're like, well, listen, here's our waiting list of 100 people. You can get on the list or you cannot get on the list. We don't care. And they're selling lots, very slowly because they don't want to get ahead of the game. Because if they pre-sell, the prices could change. Prices have come down and they're not adjusting their prices. So it's hard. But what everybody needs to know is that we know that it's hard and we're in it with you and we're not going anywhere and it's going to be okay. There aren't very many challenges that we can't get through if we do it together. If we turn on each other, that's not fun. Why would you want to do that? If we do it together, collaboratively, we're going to be okay. And this is a tremendous career and it is worth it. What job is easy? So real estate's a little bit harder right now. What are you gonna? I
don't know. I don't think it's easy to scoop ice cream when you don't have the cups to put the ice cream in.
What job are you going to go to that's not hard?
I was telling you, I went to the ice cream store and it was a shit show.
I
never go get ice cream, but I had some guests down.
Yeah,
my friend
it is
and her
so
son.
crazy.
And I couldn't believe it.
All of the people that just have it. You can see it. You can see it coming. It's going to come a little bit more because I think we're going to have a mess for a little bit. But it's not that people are bad people or intentionally being angry or short. It's that everybody is on the last nerve that they have, and there are some people that are much more adept at just kind of standing in the middle of the storm and handling it, and some people just even from a physiological reaction. They just go from 0 to 100 like that. So if everybody in real estate can just try and be like a palm tree, pretend you're in Florida and be a palm tree and you just stand in the middle of the storm and you just sway wherever anybody wants you to go and you don't break. That's the thing.
Yes.
You just let yourself move.
Well, easier said than done. So focus on today, and then that's it. All I can do is focus on today.
We're doing good. You're doing good. I'm going to see you pretty soon, which is good. I know. If there's anything I can ever do for you or anyone.
I'm so happy that you were able to come onto the show today.
Well, thank you for inviting
You're remarkable, and I'm so proud of
you. Are remarkable. I love everything that you do.
For all the great stuff you have going on. It sounds super exciting.
Well, you have shown that's all we're talking about. What did we just say? 18 months ago? That's exactly what you did. You're like, screw this. I'm going to figure out how to be the solution. Not only going to be the solution, but I'm going to name it.
It's 18 months.
Crazy. No, we couldn't do anything without the team behind us, but you're doing crazy. It.
Well, it was great to see you today. Thank you so much.
So have a good day, everybody.
Of you.
All right. Thank you.
And
I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Have a great one.
You too.
Bye-bye.